Today is the day. Today is the day at Kruesi Originals. We're probably gonna finally finish the Nightster exhaust and get it ready for production, so we will have an exhaust ready for the Nightster. It's probably gonna happen today. So I have not one, but two mufflers from Stealth. They are the right inside diameter. Finally got that dialed. We've got a deep chamber on there. It should be really nice. I just need to get these on the head pipe, build a tab for the mount, and then a tab to hold the heat shield out, because we're gonna run a heat shield on it. It does look best. And I have to make two. One's gonna be a final done product for me to run that I can, use for myself. And then one is just going to be tacked together so they can have all the points to set up a jig and manufacture this bad boy, and it will be ready for you soon. So first things first, we'll see if she fits. I did measure it already. It was supposed to be 315, it's 314, which is the size diameter pipe you can get. That is really close. It is tight, but tight is good. And she slips on, but I'm going to put a little anti-seize in there so I can slip it off sometime in my life. And I think I'm going to open this thing up with my swedger, just to make the on and off process more easy for me. I've got the old Amazon swedger. I'll put that down in the link below. It costs a couple bucks, and when you get a new pipe, it's really nice to kind of open this up, because then you can just slip her on and off. It's like an oversized plug of some sort. Drop her in there. Let's put a little spacer in there to make my life easier. Definitely better with a press. You can beat this thing in with a hammer, but it's got to have a good sturdy wood table. Probably can't tell, but it does have a little bit of a flare. I just did a little bit, which you can put it on a block of wood and beat it with a hammer, have your really trusting friend hold on to the end of it. This is just a little insurance for myself. Make this easier. Things always slide on easier when they're lubricated. I kind of need to make a line. How deep does this dude go? Probably should go to there. Keep a keen edge on her. Will she go that far? Probably not without a hammer. So if you look inside here, technically you should be able to slide this all the way into where the muffler swedges back up. I would like to get this as deep on the head pipe as possible. You could run it right here, it would run just fine, but if you could get it in tight, it's just gonna look better, everything else. So we're about right there. I'm just going to the weld line. I made a mark, and now I'm gonna try and pop this dude on far enough with a dead blow, a rubber mallet, bing, 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 which coincidentally is gonna make this really hard to get off. So I might weld the first tab on the bike so then I can use it to tap, 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 tap it back off, because when they welded this right here, it probably sucked this in a little bit, so it's getting tight right at this ridge where she's been swedged out. So we might not get past that. Let me get a mallet. Let's get a mallet and see what happens. Get a mallet. I've got my mallet. Right now we're stopping pretty much at this where she's swedged up. So they put this and they probably press this out, which then has a little dip and then press. So I'm gonna see if we can go past that easily enough. That looks better. That looks the best. When you get one of these, it is going to be tight and you are going to have to crank her on there like that. Now, can I get it off? Probably not. But it will have a tab right here that you can go tip, 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 tip. So we'll put all this together. I'm gonna bolt all this up solid, figure out some material, because I think I might be out of stainless material, which really sucks because it's a really, really long drive to go get stainless, like an hour one way. East side of Mesa is the closest shit. So I'm gonna go dig through that, see what I can find for this guy right here, and then I'm probably gonna build this guy first. We'll bolt all this up. I'll put the heat shield on, figure out what I gotta do, because I gotta put a tab out here because normally it sits against the muffler, but I wanna have it suspended equally all the way around. So we're gonna set a standoff. Probably put a gusset on this side of it so you can use it as a remover. Curiouser and curiouser. That's a pretty good idea. I'll do a little flat stock right here and then a gusset on the back of it, and then it can be a straight hammer blowing spot. Pop, 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 pop. Two birds stoned at once. We've got everything on here, and it's the head pipe is lined up. The head pipe lines up in one place only. It's a flat gasket and then V-band up here. So it sets its own alignment. So they all should be like dead on in the same place theoretically every time. So we're just making sure that this dude is not gonna be burning your stock suspension off. So if you've got, actually if you got stock suspension, this is gonna be further away from this. This will be up.
Yeah, the swing arm.
So then it won't be anywhere near the suspension. These are 15-inch American suspension, which are available on KruesiOriginals.com. They have 32 ways of adjustment, tons of preload, and you can get all kinds of crazy colors. Colored springs, colored pieces, colored everything. They're nitrogen filled, super, super fancy. Probably the only suspension out there for the Nightster. That's quality, anyways, back to our regularly scheduled program. She points straight out this way. It does not point at this. I think it would be perfectly fine. It looks pretty good. And if you had stock or shorter suspension, it's not gonna be anywhere near it. Because this geometry will be, it will be like this. Yeet. She'll open her legs up real deep. But like that, she looks pretty sick. Heat shields next, and I'm gonna build a bracket. Find my gloves, some material to dig through, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any. I might have to cut something off of another exhaust and really make something happen. All I need is to get the hole points proper, but it would be cool to have at least the one that's gonna stay on my bike looking real good. I wish I could use aluminum because I got plenty of that. So this is my pile of scrap shit to dig through. I don't have any stainless stock. Ooh, I got some mounts in here. Oh, we might be up easy street today. I got 3 minuscule pieces of stainless steel. Oh, come on, give me one piece. That is a piece of stainless steel right there. I think. Let's go find out. Big old stainless steel tester. It's either magnetic or it's not. That is not stainless. Son of a bitch. Must be chromoly. Stainless. Stainless. Well, that stuff is junk. What do I got in my...
Stainless is not magnetic?
It is not. Stainless and aluminum are not magnetic. Well, I'll be dipped in shit. This is what I'm working with. These are exhaust tabs, like pre-made. Some other pre-made tabs. None of which are gonna work. Sucks. The pipe that's going back, I'm gonna make out of straight steel and just tack it on. It just needs to be points to make a jig off of, so that one doesn't matter. I can use this. But mine, I really want a dope stainless piece. So I think that we'll wait. I'll get those stainless pieces, and today we will make the one that goes to the jig so you guys can get an exhaust that much faster. I'm going to start by hooking up the heat shields, getting all that lined up, taking measurements, and we're gonna make the first standoff out of this nice piece of what could be chromoly. I don't know what the hell it is, but, and it doesn't rust. So we're gonna make it out of that. Gusset, standoff, then we'll move on to the other side. So I'm gonna fit all these guys. It's weird. See, that's why you keep them loose. Get these guys dialed in first. All right, that one's locked in. I'm gonna lock this dude in. So that dude's where she needs to be. Is it really though? I need to move her up just a little bit. What we're working for is the gap at the back of this to be the same. It's gonna be a few tries, I think. All right, now you see this gap? Real big, real not big. This is it just sitting here naturally. This hose clamp, the factory hose clamp, is loose. Now I can take this hose clamp and pull it into position where I want it. And watch. Look even? I could just send it out to you like this, but this is hack, because if you look down straight down the pipe here, you can see the hose clamp's not tight. We just put tension on it, so it's just got tension pulling this way and tension against these. This can pop out of this situation at any time now. So I'm gonna build a standoff that goes in between here and here. So when you're tightening this guy, it's pulling tension on something. So then you actually have, you know, something to pull against. You're not just flapping in the wind against this dude. So then it will be locked into place. It will look really nice with the heat shield on there, the stainless sticking through the inside of the vents right there. That looks professional, that looks super clean. Just open stock head pipes. Not it, we don't run that way. So this will be dialed, it's how it's gonna be. The next step is making a piece that looks good, is hidden, and is functional. It's probably time to put on a pair of glasses and get down to work. I also gotta figure out which point to put it on so when I pull, it holds it in place the best. Because if I put it too low, it's gonna pull the top down. If I put it too high, it's gonna pull the bottom down. I need it to pull equally. So I gotta figure out the fulcrum point of where this dude is holding out the least, which I think would be about right there, dead center. but I need to be able to hide it at the same time. I don't want it to show much. And what if I did it right where the hose clamp goes? That would be hard as shit to do, but I could do it. And then the hose clamp would be, it would be filling in this space back here. Oh, I just got an idea. It's overkill, but it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be tough as hell. I need to get some special tools that I'm hoping can read down in there. I'm gonna get some snap gauges and veneer calipers and a really, really good Sharpie, probably a brand new one, and we're gonna get down to business. This could be sick. Dude, should I do it? Trent!
Oh, excuse me, camera. That would be sick as f.
I think it needs it now that I see it. Dude, it's that's so hard. Just a little kick out, not a whole turnout, not a turnout fan. Little kick, make sure she's off this no matter what. And then just a little pie cut on. Oh man, that's gotta happen. Problem is I can't really make two of these.
You don't have enough pie cuts?
I only have these 2 pie cuts.
That's the problem, Ryan.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zap this one together and send this one in, and we should manufacture this like this. That looks sick. I think that's gotta happen. I mean, that looks pretty good too. And then a pie cut welded tip too, just, oh my, all in stainless. I like it a lot. I'm gonna have to tack it on the bike.
His day just got longer.
Sure did. Well, all right, let's get back to that. Got off track, got a little excited, but dude, that's just way, way too hard right there. That looks amazing. Yep, that looks amazing. That's gonna happen. That one's gonna go out. I'm not gonna have that one right now. I'm just gonna make I'm gonna just throw a quick one together for me after I make this one so I can get it dyno tuned, and then I want the finished product. Okay, come on over here. Look at my tools. This is how I'm going to find out how big of a spacer I need to make in there, or a standoff. These are snap gauges. Get a little twisty down here. Push this all the way in. Put it, shove it up in somewhere. Unscrew it. Oh, it's gonna be hard to do one-handed. Yeah, it comes out, and then you screw it tight, and then you pull it out, and then you measure it. Usually with a micrometer if you're doing some crazy technical shit, but this is not that technical, so I give her the old vernier calipers, and then I know how much of a spacer I need. These are a necessity in this world, but we're gonna use this little dude right here, and a pair of seeing glasses is really a good idea for me. Give him the old squishy. Right up inside. Oh, this is gonna be so tough. The handle's just a tiny bit short for this. All right, so I'm going 0.60 height-wise. That's all I have so far, so I drew a little doodad, and that's how tall I have to be, and then I'm gonna go from there and figure out the rest of the drawings. I'm gonna use my fancy little squishy thing, and we're gonna find a couple angles. Going to take the radius of this and then draw it, and then I'm gonna take the radius of this and draw it, and then make a piece from the inside. And it's magnetic, so it just sucked itself to the table, so I can draw nice and easily. That's kind of cool. Those are good enough points for now. Outside and inside diameter will be. I mean, it ain't the greatest tool on the planet. All right, there's my piece. Doesn't really need to be that big. I think we'll just do something like this. That'll be it. I need scissors. Here be my template, and I'm gonna put it right about yonder. Need to think of what's gonna be the easiest way to cut this dude. Hack it off and then get to grinding on it for a long period of time until my hands burn. He stood outside, arms erect, gazing into the ether for 3 hours, or until his arms got tired. What's that from? Bet you don't know. He is Korgoth of Barbaria. Yep. Well, it's time to do some hacking. This is thick. It's gonna be a long time on the saw. Back to the exhaust. Well, the French horn is hot. Woo! Hot potato. Mega hot. We got her fitted up in there pretty nicely. That looks pretty good. We'll go check it against the template really quick and see how she looks. Draw any adjustments that might need to be happening. That thing is freaking hot though. Just a little off the top, it looks like. All right, back to the grinder we go. Hold hot, fingers. You gotta have a proper crafting mustache. There we go, piece number one. So now I need to weld this dude on, tack it on the muffler, on the bike. So I gotta unhook the battery. And we're gonna get this tacked, then I'll be able to gusset. We'll tack all of it up, make sure she's dialed, weld it up, smack it off, start making part two. No, that didn't work. Now I gotta figure out how to get this marked just so she lines right up with that dude. So where the hose clamp goes, there's a standoff, and I need this to meet up with that standoff. That's where I measured it to. I can get some reference points at least. She's good to go about. Here's where my center line is, right there. Then she'll have a gusset off the back, and then you can go pop, 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 and tap, 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 tap your shit off and on. It's a twofer, two birds stoned at once there. I need to unhook the battery, which that's a job in itself. I'm gonna get that all set up, unhook the battery, hook a ground up to this. We're gonna zap this dude on right here. Then I'm gonna build the gusset. We're gonna zap it on right here, and then we're going to start making this guy, I guess, which I just need to make a straight stand straight to that. Doesn't have to be strong by any means. It just has to get them the center point. I'm gonna tack it up good enough so we can run it and we can hear what it sounds like and I can ride it a little bit. And then we'll send it out. First I'm gonna ride it, and I think we'll get it dyno tuned, and then I'll send the muffler out because I wanna have the, I want this. I want this in my muffler. I either make it on my own personal one and you guys don't get this, or I have to run this and you guys get this, but I want this. So we're gonna go both me get this and you guys get this, because that shit looks way too hard. You see this, Tom? Get your eyes on this. Here's a good honest pie cut if I ever saw one.
That does look damn good. Gives a good finished look to it, yeah. And it's not blasting straight on the shock either.
Yep, keep it off the shock, and then she just looks hard. That's yard hard right there. I'm really excited to get this tacked on. This is what I want to do right now, but patience, patience. Don't waste yourself. All right, gotta hook the battery, that sucks. Here we are, made a paper template. This guy's gonna go like this. She'll be bolting through this point and basically just be like that, zapped in on both sides over here. And they'll make that however they're gonna make that in manufacturing. They really just need this point to reference to make the bracket. And then the front one I'm going to weld on, but right now we got to cut this dude. I'm going to center punch this. We're going to drill this out first, and then we're going to go cut this out, shape it, make it work, get her nice and fitted, and go from there. So this is where I'm at. I got about this far. These little lines I sawed in here, this is my concave line to go around the circumference of the exhaust pipe. So I'm just gonna work that dude out up here, and then I'll clean her all up really nice, and we will start tacking some stuff together. I'm almost ready to get tacky. It gets pretty spicy. This thing is directional, so. I'm gonna clean these parts up with a Scotch-Brite pad, get everything ready to go, and then we're gonna start tacking some stuff on. Time to tack another. I'm gonna have to do a little work. This is going to be a challenge. So I got both standoffs tacked on here. This one's kind of aggressively tacked on here because I'm gonna need to use it to remove this so I can finish weld everything, but then I'm gonna have to re-weld it because I welded it upside down. Didn't do a very good job. I need to make a standoff for this, but I'm gonna need it to cool down. I need to draw a template. I'm gonna make a little template out of paper first, and I don't want to burn my hands. I'm gonna let that cool down. We're gonna test fit the heat shield over it before I even make that standoff, make sure everything's dialed, and then we go to a little bit of finish welding, which isn't gonna be much because I only need this to get through a dyno tune. And this bike's totally balanced so it doesn't vibrate, and it probably will never break an exhaust. Imagine that. Everything is tacked in. This is exactly how I wanted, a nice even gap. She's rock solid and very, very tight. The bracket lines right up with the standoff for the hose clamp. There's a big channel that sticks up right here, so it's rubbing against that, not this, so it doesn't, end up poking its way through. So that's reinforced. This is really solid. I still need to take it off. I need to put a gusset on the back of this because I want to be able to use it to knock the exhaust off when that time comes, so you don't have to battle it. Just makes that kind of access a lot easier. But first I want to tack these dudes on because I want to get everything tacked up so when I take it off I can throw, like, I'm not going to fully weld this, but I'm going to throw enough weld on it that it's not going to fall apart on me. And we can see what time it is because I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Good center point. All right, time to weld. So I'm gonna have to do a trick move like this. All right, the boys watch, come on over here. If you notice, this doesn't just come and curve back. I pitched it so it goes up and then it kicks back so that this is level, you know? Oh, yeah. But it has a little bit of, it's not just a come straight out and turn out. She's got a little like, it goes like this, a little flow. It's got a little whew. So this plane is 90 degrees to the motorcycle. That cocks out. You look at it like this, whoop, she got this little twist. Oh, she's sick. I'm just gonna kind of throw a couple stitches on this here and there. Same with that shit. Just get it to dyno and get this out to Stealth to get it manufactured. This is gonna be a Kruesi Originals pipe right here. I want this to be
looks sick as fuck, dude.
Exclusive. That is a really, 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 really sick pipe. I'm really, really stoked on it. Everything is tacked. I'm gonna take it off, weld up some stuff a little bit more so I can get it running and get it through. She is pretty dialed. I have a gust on here, and I could use a dead blow, which would probably be nicer, but if you've ever pulled a muffler off of a head pipe and know what a bitch it is when they get stuck on there all the time, I made a little piece. Sorry, I need a dead blow. Dead blows only, please. She is a tight fit like a tiger. Dude, there she is, a muffler. Pretty sick muffler. I'm gonna probably throw just a bead on that dude. This guy's pretty solid for now. Throw a couple stitches on this guy and put it back on the bike. We'll fire it up, see what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna call Trask and make a dyno appointment, and we're gonna get this tuned, and then they're gonna have maps available that you guys can put in your bike and just make them rock and roll. You could buy this and a map, be a ripper. What do you think she's gonna make? I think 100 horsepower. If I didn't hurt the motor in Sturgis, I think it's gonna make 100 horsepower. If she's still in good shape, 100 horsepower. If not, 40. Look at that. That's sick. Super sick. This is a sick pipe. It's a bit of a balancing act, but by God, I got her. 'Tis the next day. Here we are. All that's left is kind of a final assembly. This is not what it will fully look like. It is just thrown together so I can get it to the old manufacturers. I'm gonna get it to Trask. I wanna get it tuned. Then we're gonna take this off, send it to Stealth, then get a new one on, boom, so I can ride it and start really getting down with some stunt riding on this thing, because that was the whole purpose of this. But we've just been waiting to get these things. When you're building a bike that has no aftermarket support and you have to literally build the aftermarket for it, it's just been a long process. So I got a little ways to go, but I think we're literally probably weeks away from me being able to ride this thing regularly, and the weather being good enough, because man, I can't be sitting out in no 110 degree goddamn parking lot at 46 years young, stunt riding all day long. 9 years away from retirement age. Won't be retired, but I'm gonna be 50 before I know it. That shit is wild. Don't feel even close to that. All right, I gotta hook the old battery back up. Should wear my glasses. It's really nice having a line of holes that you can't see. The hole's really, really deep back in this dude. Trying to get everything to line up. Real good time. All right, there she is. She's assembled. Whew, I'm sweating. I'm gonna wipe it down. We're gonna roll it outside and see how she sounds. What do we think? This is it. Does it sound better?
I think it's gonna sound so much better.
I think it'll sound better too. I'll let it heat up a little bit, and then we'll give her some little throttle. Can you go sit on that thing for me? I want to see what it looks like sitting upright. Sounds pretty rowdy. Still so gutless on the bottom. It actually kind of drifts now, like it'll pull through the drift. It wouldn't do that before. Is there a lot of cars out front? Let's go check out the front parking lot. runs good. Needs tuned real bad. The bottom end sucks, but next up, trash performance.